to Consultants Corner. I am Rebecca Brizi. This is my corner. I am a consultant and I am continuing the conversation on networking, which you saw in the previous video in which I discussed the foundations of networking, why I find networking so important to your business, to your reputation. Across the United States and other countries, slowly but surely, we are seeing the social distancing restrictions being eased up. People are starting to go back to the office. People are starting to meet, maybe outdoors. There's still restrictions on maybe larger gatherings, so some larger networking events aren't quite there yet. So let's talk about networking during social distancing. I'm just going to talk about virtual networking today. I want you to remember that this is going to serve you well now as we're slowly easing back into normal commingling, but also after we're back to that normal state of commingling. Virtual events will still be happening. Virtual connections are still possible. Whatever I say to you now really will apply both for virtual and in-person practices at a later date. But let's focus just on virtual for now. The first thing to do is to have those virtual coffee meetings with everybody you know. Go through your CRM, go through your Rolodex, and look at all those people that you want to create a relationship with, that you want to connect with, people you have met at past events perhaps. Drop them a line, send them a text, send them an email, say, it's been a while, let's have a video call. Take advantage of the fact that now we're all used to doing this. Video calling is going to cement the relationship much better than just a traditional phone call. When you can see somebody, see facial expressions, you're connecting in a much better way. So set up those meetings, have them with multiple people. If you've got 300 great names in your Rolodex, you can't have 300 meetings, but you can start to have meetings with 2 or 3 people. Maybe they know each other, maybe they don't. It doesn't matter. You are the central point that's bringing everyone together and organizing these meetings. So start by reaching out to people you already know, maintain those relationships, maintain those connections, have your video meetings, bring a coffee to them, give them their casual environment. Right now is actually a terrific time to reconnect with people. But what about meeting new people? A lot of networking is about expanding that network as well as solidifying those relationships. Well, you can start by asking your current connections for new connections. When you're in these virtual coffee meetings, tell them the types of people you want to meet. It might be a specific individual. You might be able to say to somebody, I know you work with so-and-so. I've always really wanted to talk to them about this subject matter. Do you think you could provide an introduction or set up a 3-person meeting for the 3 of us? Or just tell them the types of people you want to meet. I've found myself working a lot in this sort of circumstance or on these types of projects now, and this type of service provider is somebody whose clients would benefit from this. Or I can provide a lot of referrals to this type of person. Or I'm just looking to expand my connections in this particular area. To really control getting something or not, the first thing you have to do is ask for it. So don't be afraid to ask your connections for further connections. Don't be mercenary about it. Don't ask them to send you clients or potential clients. Give them a reason why and let them know what's in it for the third party. If you're asking for a connection to a third party, there has to be something in it for them. Of course, reach out to people you haven't spoken to in a long time, maybe people you met just once and never followed up with. It's a little bit like the first thing I said here, but going beyond those people with whom you already have a relationship. You could also do some cold contacting in this period. I actually had somebody connect with me on LinkedIn. I'd spoken on a virtual panel the day before, and this person sent me a message saying that they had not been able to attend. They were supposed to attend that event, but had not been able to do so. We're still hoping to connect with me and learn more about what I did and what I talked about in that panel. Now, this was a cold contact, but I knew that they knew the organizer of the event, who is somebody whom I also know and trust. They told me where they had heard of me, when they were going to see me. They had originally registered for that event. And they told me why they wanted to talk to me, what they do and what I do, and why there could be overlap or points of interest there. So this person, although was a total stranger, actually managed to present themselves as a non-total stranger. There were automatic points of connection. That was a good lesson for me, that I should be doing more of that, and you should be doing more of that. Remember that groups and organizations are still providing virtual events, so go to the virtual networking events. Some of these do not have audience participation, so you're not on video, it's just a presentation. However, you still can see people's names. Obviously, the presenters and the speakers, you're seeing them, you know their name, and you can always follow up with them after the event. Find them on LinkedIn, email them, say, I love what you said about this. Could we set up a half-hour virtual meeting? I want to hear more about what you do in this area. The other audience members, even if we're not all on video, go into the participants panel of whatever platform you're using. If there is a chat function and that's how people are sending in questions, Their names are showing up there as well. And that's another great way to connect. Look at people who are submitting questions. If you can find them on LinkedIn, that's your point of connection. I really love the question you asked about this or that, or the comments you gave on this subject matter. I'd love to hear more about what you do. I looked at your profile on LinkedIn. There could be points of interest there. Let's connect. Note, I'm saying points of interest, not synergies. Other events do give you the opportunity to talk. There's a lot of that happening right now where you go to a virtual event and in fact everybody is on shared video and all the participants get 30 seconds or 60 seconds to introduce themselves. Go to every single one of those that you can. No excuse, since there's no longer a commute, you can attend all these events much more easily. Prepare a really good catchy intro and take notes while other people are speaking. Reach out to them afterwards. Same thing, if the event is sharing people's contact information or at least their names, great. You can also find them on LinkedIn and connect there and be very explicit up front. Say we were both on that call. I really like what you said about X. Accelerate beyond the cold contact very quickly. Let people know why you're connecting with them and how you know about them. Remove that element of mystery or distance. These are all ways that you can still be networking when your entire world of connections has to be virtual. Be creative about this. It's even easier to do because you can do it in comfortable trousers and you don't have to wear high heels. Enjoy looking at your network, building up your network. In last week's video, I mentioned how in my course I talk about networking as a foundation to launch your business. There is another section in that course about how to run your business. And I talk about being clear and being curious and being consistent. All of that has to do with networking. So go check out those videos when you register to the course to find out more about how networking continues to serve you once your business is up and running. And what's your homework for today? Well, your homework for today is a fairly simple one. Find an event. In fact, I'm going to give you 3 challenges. Create a connection between at least 2 other people for a virtual meeting. Bring them together in a virtual meeting. Go to a public or networking event online. And after the event, reach out to at least one person who is on there, speaker or attendee, to set up a following quick call to connect with them. So those are the 3 tasks you have as your homework. Let me know how it goes. Share your success stories. And if you struggle with any of that, let me know too. If you have questions, let's look at how to address those. And I, of course, will see you back here at the next video. Bye now.